In this tutorial, I'm going to be talking about embedding PHP code inside PHP tags into HTML documents. Now, this is a lot simpler than you might think. As you may already know, a PHP document can contain plain HTML. It should be interpreted by your web server as a file that will contain HTML as well, so it will be processed in the same way by your browser. Now, if I was to, let's just say, echo out my name, Alex, you can see that at the moment this produces a result similar to this. So your name just echoed out. Now, if I want to create an HTML page, I'm going to create a head here and end the head, start a body and end the body. Obviously this isn't a valid document type, but I'm just going by example. And here I wanted to create, let's say, something in bold. Okay. Now what I can actually do is, at the moment, I could type Alex in there like that. So I can refresh, and my name appears as bold, as you would usually expect from this. I'm probably better at this point to use strong tags as a better example. So I've got Alex in bold text. That's absolutely fine. There's no PHP involved. However, what I can do is, if I was to say do this, I can actually write in some PHP code here, for example echo Alex, whereas this is separate to our HTML. We're basically breaking into PHP. As long as it's .php, if this is .html, it might not work with some web servers. Some web servers you can set, if you're running a local server, you can set HTML to be interpreted with PHP inside as well. However, we're just basically breaking straight into PHP and out of PHP again in the middle of this. So are we going to produce the same result? Well, let's just change this name to Billy and refresh, and you can see that we're getting exactly the same result. Now, a better way to display this would be to bring it all up onto one line. And because PHP, as well as many other languages, are read not on a line-by-line basis, but they're read as one long line, this is totally acceptable. As long as you've got your line terminator in there, this is absolutely fine. You can see that, let's change the name again. You can see that as long as you've corrected your syntax and everything's fine, you're producing exactly the same result. So why and how is this useful? Now, if I was to say create a form here, with the action back to index.php and the method as, let's say, post. I'll just create a form there, and I'm going to say type your name. I'm going to create a text field with the value or the name of name. So we're going to process this through PHP. So let's break down a line. Break down a line here as well, just to keep things looking simple. And I'm going to create a submit button. So submit and value equals submit. Okay. Let's just double check that, see if that's okay. Okay, type your name. Now what I want to do is I want to come down here and just on its own create a text area. Okay, we can add some properties to like that. For example, rows, cols. We don't need to add a name at this point because you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. So rows we can have, say, 6, and columns. In fact, let's scrap that. It should be big enough. So we'll open up our page, refresh, and you can see that we've got a little box here. It's not quite big enough. So rows equals 7, cols equals, let's say, 30, 25. Okay, so let's refresh and see. Yeah, that's a good enough size. So what I'm going to aim to do is I'm going to type my name here, and then I'm going to click submit, and it's going to pop it into a sentence in this box. So I want to say for example, Alex Garrett woke up and made a PHP tutorial. So going by that example, what we need to do is submit this data. So at the very top of our page, we can create some PHP tags, and I am going to start by saying if is set, let's say underscore post it will be, because we've specified a method of post here, and that's going to be name, because that is corresponding to the name that we're entering in. So if that's set, then do this. Then we're going to say if not empty, and we'll create a variable up here just to make it easy. So name equals $_ post name. We're just creating a reference to this, so we don't have to keep declaring this that's in blue at the moment. We can just declare it as name. So if not empty name, then do something. Otherwise, we're going to echo out please enter a name. If something has been typed, for now I'm just going to write done. And I'll show you how this works. So basically what we're doing is we're checking if the form has been submitted first, and this exists. So if the form has been submitted, this will exist, but it might not have anything in it. So we're creating an instance of it here in a variable called name, and we're checking if it's empty. And if it's not empty, by not I mean we're using this exclamation mark, we're going to echo done. If it is empty, we're just going to say please enter a name. So we can test that out quickly. Let's click submit. See that says oh, hold on. Okay, click submit. That's not working. Why is that? Let's just double check. Oh, okay, right, yeah, done there. Okay, so if we type in my name and I click submit, that says done. That's absolutely fine. If we don't type anything, it says please enter a name. So for now, what we want to do is we want to construct a sentence. So after the name has been submitted, I'm going to say is it sentence? Yeah. Equals. So it'll be name dot woke up and made a PHP tutorial. Okay. So this is the sentence. Now what I could do is I can echo this out just to show you how it works. So type in Alex Garrett, click submit. And the sentence here says Alex Garrett woke up and made a PHP tutorial. So this is working, but now what we want to do is, like the point of this tutorial, is embed it inside this text area. So to do this, we're not going to echo it out. In fact, we've got the variable name already declared up there, and even though we're breaking out of PHP here, this variable is still allowed to be used in our form here, or in our body of our HTML document. So we can still use it here. So obviously I'm going to be using it inside here. So back to the previous example, on one line I'm going to start my PHP tags, and I'm going to end them, and I'm going to echo sentence. And it's as simple as that. So you're echoing inside this text area. The same as if I was to create a value here. So I could say value equals, and then we could break into PHP here and create a value or something like that. So what I could do, well, I'll show you this first. Let's refresh. Go back to the complete beginning. Click on it. It says please enter a name. When we do type a name, we click submit, and it's put it into here. So we're embedding PHP inside HTML to make our forms more dynamic and exciting, and eventually these will be a lot more useful to you. At the moment this is pretty pointless. Now I've got a problem. I want to keep my name that I've typed, so I type Alex Garrett and I click submit. Fair enough, this works, but it's not keeping my name in there. So if I want to do that, I can just come up here in the area where we're typing or creating our form field, and I'm going to type value equals, I'm going to break into PHP again. Now notice this is turned brown. Now don't let this put you off, this is just my text editor playing up. Other text editors might be a bit better, but it's just because we've got the double quotation marks and everything out there, it's looking at it as text that would normally go in here. So PHP echo name, because remember what we did is up here we put it into a variable called name. Okay, what we could do is we could do $_ post name. That would work. Again, it's turned green, a funny color because of my text editor, but because we've stored it in a variable, we can just type echo name. Now if you have a look and I type, let's go back to the start, if I type Alex Garrett and click submit, the name stays there and it's put into there. So that's basically the basics of, or everything you really need to know about embedding PHP inside an HTML document, or inside an HTML page that has primarily HTML content.